So today, guys, we're going to talk about the differences in types of atoms. So atoms can have different types of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And the protons, neutrons, and electrons are found by looking at the atomic number. And the atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. So, for example, helium has an atomic number of 2, which means there are 2 protons in the atom. And this information for each atom can be found on our periodic table. The atoms can vary in the number of neutrons, and when they have different numbers of neutrons, they're called isotopes. So an isotope is one of 2 or more atoms of the same element with different types of neutrons. So if you look in the nucleus, the proton number always stays the same. That makes the atom what it is. So carbon always has 6 protons in its nucleus, so this orange dots. However, there are different isotopes of carbon. It can have 6 neutrons in there, which is normal, the most common form. It can be carbon-13, which means that it has 7 neutrons here, or carbon-14, which means that it has 8 neutrons here. So what you're changing is the number of neutrons in the nucleus. The number of protons stays the same. Remember, that gives our atom its identity. Atoms can also change in the number of electrons when they bond. So that when an atom changes the number of electrons, it becomes an ion. An atom that has a charge because it has gained or lost an electron. So if it gains an electron, that means it gets an extra negative because electrons are negative, and that makes it a negative ion. If it loses an electron, so sodium right here is losing an electron, that means it has one less and it becomes positive. So in all atoms in the center of our nucleus, our protons usually balance the number of electrons, which means our protons equal the electrons. When you have an ion, that is when one loses an electron. This becomes important. So we're going to stop there because I want you to do an activity. So let me get out of here. I've created a Cami doc. So this is how we're going to look at isotopes. I don't have all the Oreos for you to have at home, but I have given you the weights so you can work through this. So elements are mixtures of isotopes, and all the isotopes of the element have the same number of protons. Remember, I said the protons don't change, but the neutrons do. Most elements have more than one neutron, therefore the atomic mass on the periodic table you see is an average of those that exist. So in this lab, you're going to model finding the average atomic mass for a given element, like an Oreo, that has the symbol or. We're just making that up. So in class, what they're going to do is they're going to weigh the different types of Oreos, and then I gave you the weights here. You are going to add that up. Once you've accurately weighed each Oreo, you can eat them. We're not sharing or doing anything like that. The kids are going to save them for snack. So you're going to find the average mass. You need to take the total weight and divide by how many you have. So you're going to take this number and divide it by 4 because we weighed 4 Oreos. And that's our average. So let's say there are 20 mini, 15 thins, 10 double stuff, and 10 regular in this class period. What would be the average of all the Oreos that existed? Use the data from the table. So you're going to transfer your weight down here and then complete the multiplication to find the average amount. So for example, I'm going to put 4 grams here, and 4 times 20 is 80. So this would be 80 grams. And I'm going to do that for each one. And then I'm going to add my weight up. So I'm going to add the total that exists. And then I'm going to take the weight of all the Oreos, so this, and divide it by the total number of Oreos, which means here's our total right here. So this time you're going to take this number and you're going to divide it by this number. Okay, so what do you get here? Now let's say we want to figure out the weight of all the Oreos that existed in the classroom all day. So you're going to transfer your weight down okay, and do the same thing here. So I'm going to take 4 grams. I'm going to take 4 grams and I'm going to multiply it by 120 and then same thing, add all these up and then do that. And then we're going to write our conclusion. So this will be today and tomorrow's assignment. I want you to get the notes and start. This will be a 2-day assignment. Okay. So there will be no assignment posted tomorrow. We will go over it and I'll meet you in the meet this afternoon to make sure there's no questions. And then we'll go over it fully on the next day. All right. So have a great day. I will see you this afternoon.